Hey guys, welcome back. BDC Care here. We're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. This is for the week of October 5th, 2023. The current character challenge is Batman, Ninja, Lord Joker. That is a 1 week repeat. The required characters for that are Harley Quinn, Deathstroke, and Joker, who are available at Bronze, and Silver, respectively. If you're looking at the lowest tier, you can get each of them in the shop. His passive is Cult of the Demon King, which is when the Joker KOs an enemy for 10 seconds, his attacks deal 100% life drain, and enemy life drain heals him. And Gunner teammates' special attacks cause 20% damage to the opponent's tagged out teammates. So that's kind of like a damage over time effect. And Gunners are Deadshot, Deathstroke, Harley Quinn, Lobo, and the Joker.
Splash damage? Not damage over time.
Sorry, splash damage, yeah. And so he's got 1,500 attack, 1,300 health, and was last available on the 8th of December, 2022.
I think there was a real missed opportunity here for the required characters. I mean, I guess Deathstroke is in the world, but, peripherally, and he's got similar kind of, he's a non-superpowered hero. Yeah. Not hero, villain,
But you're expecting it to be Batman.
Batman, yeah. Thematically would have been perfect, right? So you want Batman, Ninja, Lord, Joker, you need Harley Quinn, and you need Batman.
Yeah.
So this was one of the last challenge golds that was added to the game in one of the last updates.
And it shows in the stats.
Right. He's got the highest stats and 1,500 attack and 1,300 health. He's tied with Flashpoint Batman and Blackest Night Flash with the highest base damage of 1,500, and tied with Flashpoint Batman, Injustice 2 Aquaman, New 52 Superman, and Injustice 2 Superman. Oh, and Batman Ninja Batman for the highest total stats, base stats of 2,800. And he's actually slight improvement over Batman Ninja Batman for having more in his attack. So, despite having higher attack than Batman Ninja Batman, who only had 1,300 attack, Batman Ninja Lord Joker's Special 2 isn't as good. It's not as good because it does not lend itself to being leveraged to do more damage, unlike Batman's, which has an element of stun in it. Joker doesn't. So what you see is what you get. But, I mean, all right, so fair enough. Splash damage is cool. It isn't game-changing unless you maybe lean into a bit and make a team of gunners who are special specialists, or use them as the special specialist and add some more splash damage gear to up the numbers, right? And so even though it says gunner teammates in the passive, he gets to do splash damage himself, not just his teammates. So if you look at the numbers, right, 20% splash on Special 1 is nowhere near enough compared to League of Assassins' Knives at 50%. And stacking, you could get interesting, right? Because you could do that and League of Assassins' Knives and get 70%.
Which more than doubles your total damage output against a full team.
Right. And 20% on Special 2 compares pretty favorably with Fourth World Mace, which gives 15% on Special 2. But then it's an issue of which gears you use when you've only got a limited number of slots, right? You can try to max out the splash versus max out power generation so he can actually tag in to be ready to do some specials. And I guess the biggest thing is it's deceiving because you've got those percentage numbers, but you're doing a percentage of a much weaker special. It's not that strong. In some ways, it's almost tempting to have him with Flashpoint Deathstroke, right? Because Flashpoint Deathstroke does so much damage with his Special 1, but you lose out on the Pirate Crew damage that you would get with a full Flashpoint team. And yeah, so another potential teammate is Arkham Origins Deadshot, whose passive is 20% splash on shooting attacks. Lets you get even more splash damage with Deadshot. But because he doesn't have the stun, there's no way to really sort of max out his Special 1.
Yeah, there's no way to get it ridiculously high to the point where you're sort of building your whole everything for either him or the whole team on just using Special 1s.
So you could try to use another teammate to stun, but then you really start limiting yourself in the options for team comp, right? Because then that other teammate needs to have some way to have power to come into stun. And then you have one less choice for how to generate enough power to take advantage of the stun with a boosted Special 2, right? So the biggest danger with a strategy of trying to do splash damage, which is fun and interesting though, is that the other team could have Brandish and Shadow, which will focus splash damage on that one opponent and give them a lot of power when they tag in, and they could just blast you. And So I've never found that the 10 seconds of life dream makes a huge amount of difference. I'm a bigger fan of boosted offense instead of boosted defense, which is what any healing ability is. But what's interesting, and if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to add some footage of Raven Prime where, because she tags in second, it actually comes into play. Every time she swaps health with us, the passive is giving us health back.
Nice.
More than it makes up for it. So now that I've been playing around with him a lot more, there's something that is the bane of every late challenge card, right? That has high stats. It's that the special 2, no matter how much damage it does, only the last hit can knock out the opponent. Mm-hmm. And, the splash damage 20% sort of makes up for it, because we feel like you always have to make up for something with that. It's just not enough. The fact that only his last hit of his special 2 can knock out the opponent, it leaves you vulnerable to whatever effect the tagging opponent has. It leaves you vulnerable to an opponent that revives because they aren't knocked out, and Tantu Totem won't give you your power back if that's what you're relying on to get power. Mm-hmm. It leaves you vulnerable to Raven Prime.
Yeah.
So Enchantress Companion Gear, which I love, it's a great solution for this problem, which is why you're watching this video with Joker, Tantu Totem, Master's Death Card, and Enchantress Companion Gear. And the beauty of it is that the skulls actually help even if Raven Prime isn't in second slot. It doesn't come in late, because you go ahead, you trigger a passive. Skulls will heal you, and after you knock her out, your passive will heal you, while protecting, and the skulls at the same time protect you from the next opponent tagging in and doing a special before you could otherwise be able to heal yourself. Mm-hmm. So stick around for the end. I'm going to stick in some footage at the end where it's just wild. Like, as you do the special 2 and you watch it trigger every time, he finishes her off with full health.
Wow. Yeah. So there we go. We are 170 weeks into a repeating pattern for challenges that have first appeared in May of 2020. That's 4 complete cycles of a 43-week sequence, and then 4 weeks into a 5th cycle.
I think it's longer than that. 176 weeks, maybe.
How long is it now, then?
176 weeks.
What did I say?
170.
Oh, sorry, 176. That's my bad. Yeah. If the pattern holds, next week will be Bounty Hunter Lobo.
And we are now 2 challenge characters after this week demonstrating Batman Ninja Lord Joker. We are 2 characters away from doing the complete set, because we had 2 interruptions: John Stewart, Green Lantern, Arkham Origins Bane. So the big question for me is whether we wait until John Stewart comes back in January next year, or maybe we do him earlier, and maybe we'll use, a mainly defensive passive character like John Stewart, or ones that we've done before, as an excuse to review some of the 23 challenge characters that are missing from the cycle since May 2020.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. So there we go. This week's multiplayer reward is Flashpoint Aquaman, whose passive is Barrier Reef. And that is, during combat, Aquaman has a chance on combo enders to call the ocean to his aid. This drains all his opponent's power by 10%. Flashpoint characters on Aquaman's team gain a water shield on tag-in that reflect 40% of special damage back at the enemy. Once hit, the shield is used up until next tag-in. He's got 1,350 attack, 1,250 health, and was last available on the 2nd of March 2023. This one is 144 weeks in a row of a consistent pattern, so that's 4 cycles of 31 rewards and 20 weeks into the 5th cycle. Unlike the challenge cycle, nothing's missing from this, and if the pattern holds, next week should be the Heart of Darkness.
Right. So good high stats. Passive is just okay. It's not game-changing. The most impressive part of him is that he is Flashpoint and can take advantage of Flashpoint Batman's team passive and boost his own crit damage. Mm-hmm. The next most important part of him is that he is Flashpoint, and Deathstroke can take advantage of Aquaman and do extra damage on Deathstroke's specials and combo enders. Mm-hmm. So for longest time, I mean, we got away from it for maybe like more than a year now, but there was a stretch where we used the Flashpoint team to farm multiplayer as fast as possible when we were interested in just accumulating more, because we still had stuff to buy.
Yeah.
And so I'll link in the description the video where we talk a lot about the rationale behind why that team with that gear and played in that order is probably the best team for farming. And so how we like to gear Aquaman specifically is Astro Harness, Claw of Horus, and Razagul Scimitar. And if you want the explanation, go watch the video.
So there we go. Moving on to what's available in the store, we have the Bounty Hunter Lobo Challenge Pack for 200,000 credits, and that gives you that 6.16% chance instead of the regular 2.86% chance in the regular challenge pack to get Bounty Hunter Lobo. And that's not worth it unless you want to sell back basically every other character. Unless you've got everybody except when we did the math, I think it was like 2 or 3 characters and Lobo is one of them, and you're selling back everybody else, then it makes sense to just buy the normal challenge pack, even if you want Lobo specifically.
Oh, yeah.
We also have the Justice League pack. It's selling for $24.99 Canadian. All our prices are in Canadian because that's what we...
Because that's the most important currency in the world.
Yeah, for sure. And that comes with Superman, who's available to buy in the store, Aquaman, who is a challenge character, and Wonder Woman Regime, who is also available to buy in the store. So a pretty, not great deal.
A nondescript pack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So their character bundle, Arkham Allies, is back for a second week. Talked about it last time. A bunch of packs have been there for almost a couple years now. And what else? Phantom Zone, we still got another week left of that. What else? Fight 6-2 is still broken. Feels like a broken record now. Yeah. Last weekend's breakthrough for golds was, as expected, Lex Luthor, Batman, and Doomsday. This coming weekend is probably going to be Bane, Killer Frost, and Ares. Link in the description to a thread in the Injustice Mobile subreddit from Devlin16 that goes over the complete breakthrough cycle. Linked in the description.
So there we go. And now, because this is the first video of the month, we're going to talk in a little bit more detail than we normally do about all of the current glitches in the game. It's also convenient that Phantom Zone is still up, so it makes it easier to check that Phantom Zone is still working. Right. Although we don't expect that to change, it's still nice to have that sort of the freshest possible confirmation. Right. So this is not the full details. You can get the full instructions how to do each glitch as part of our playlist that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video, and that'll be full tutorials on everything, not the sort of just additional information and tips that we provide here. And importantly, we are Android only, so we're only able to confirm these glitches for Android. Right.
So we start, because you can actually see the working glitches, we start by talking about the not working glitches, and there's no glitch that we're willing to endorse for power credits. We talk about this in more detail in a previous season 6, episode 9 of our Q&A, which was at the time P and Q and C and A and T. And the main thing worth repeating is that, so people have been exploiting glitch that requires 2 devices being logged simultaneously into one account. We don't endorse this because that is dangerous. It's a risk for having your account suspended. Mm-hmm. So not worth it. Glitch for getting repeated past multiplayer season rewards is not working. If that happens, it's often a sign that your account's messed up. It's trying to give you back all the rewards, and right after that happens, your account is going to be missing a bunch of stuff that you accumulate. So if that starts happening, actually go to shut down the game, go to the Injustice Mobile subreddit, and one of the linked posts explains what's happening. The glitch for early multiplayer season rewards is not working in a way that's exploitable. It might happen and keep you from getting rewards at the end of the season.
Yeah, it'll probably just give it to you too early when you're a low rank and then lock you out from the good stuff. And
there's no glitch to get through Phantom Zone quickly, but we do have videos of speedruns where we do get through it quickly without actually glitching. Mm-hmm. And the glitch that used to let you get free energy without watching the video, also not working, which is different from the time shifting for free energy, which is. So the working glitches now.
Mm-hmm. So the glitch to let you play Phantom Zone repeatedly is still working. And, in a lot of cases, the value you're getting out of it is avoiding the 50 nth metal that it costs for the replays that you normally get. Since it's unlikely that you're going to play through it completely, like, more than 3 times on elite level anyways. But the point is that you can grind that as much as you want. Right. And the sort of sister or twin glitch of the challenge reset method that requires Google Play Cloud Save is working, and that's confirmed on the current Batman Ninja Lord Joker challenge. I
was a little worried earlier this week when Google Play gave me an error message when it was trying to load, but that was a one-time thing and that passed. So it wasn't it was a random sort of thing and not that it's incompatible like it happens sometimes.
And importantly, these glitches are related because the technique is basically the same, and resetting progress on one resets progress on the other. It's kind of just a catch-all way of wiping progress for both of these things, for anything that gets sort of saved in the short term and then gets wiped automatically by servers. So only do this glitch when you want to reset progress on both, or you've only made progress on one, because otherwise you'll be resetting sort of your progress on the Phantom Zone every time you reset the challenge and vice versa. And that's just annoying and a waste of your time. So you want to make sure you're not doing that by accident.
So the airplane mode / refund glitch still working, good for both packs with random drops and last laugh tickets. It does not work for us in the Phantom Zone when it's whenever, because it requires an online connection to be accessing the Phantom Zone. We strongly recommend against doing a variation of this where you switch between accounts instead of clearing app data. There's too big a risk of account bleeding. And time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. Remember, return your cooldown / countdown clock back to normal before you finish, because if you are connected to the server with an incorrect calendar date or time, it can sometimes mess up and keep from showing up events like the challenge or Phantom Zone.
Yeah. So there we go. And last but not least, in between the not working and working glitches, there's the promotion glitch, where you can promote characters that are still locked from your store. It hasn't had the right conditions since update 2.14, so it's been years and years now. So it's not testable and it's not usable, but it's technically still never failed.
Right.
So we love a technicality here, so we keep it in just because we can. Nobody can stop us.
Right.
Yeah. And to finish up, we'd like to give a huge thank you to all the people who support us on Patreon. That is Michael Devries, Irvin, Ruiz, and Hoshi127 supporting us on the credited level, and the names scrolling past now that have supported us at some point during the pandemic. So thank you so much for your support, and thanks so much to all of you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.